had no employment, was trying to go to varsity, and this happens to him. Your words to the community, and how are you going to help?
Thanks for the opportunity. It's indeed disturbing, but completely unacceptable. That is why when it was brought to our attention, we felt that this case is bigger than the local police station. It needs to be taken to where we have resources, we've got the capacity, the skill, and the talent of people that can investigate this matter. And we are going to brief the family now because we feel we owe it to them first, just to update them where we are, where we think, and where we think it leads, so that at least the family can have comfort. But we owe it to the community as well, and that is why we're explaining to them that we appreciate that they've been peaceful, we appreciate that an injury to one is an injury to all. Solidarity and the manner in which we are they're not violent, it's just raising issues. Obviously impatient and dissatisfied because they believe 30 days is too much. That one person can go missing for that and nothing else. But as a state, I think the minister, the municipality, for the province, we are now pulling our resources together. We really believe we'll crack this case. We've asked the police to prioritize. We've also asked the police to identify the gaps and areas in which they need extra resources. So I'm quite convinced that we'll crack it, and we owe it to this community to explain when we've cracked it.
Do we know how soon will this compliance check-in start?
Well, the problem is that the name of Mazwi adds to a long list of other names of people that are missing. So you don't know whether it's a syndicate or you don't know whether it's a targeted people that are operating dealing with this particular matter. But what is disturbing is that he was trying to open a business, and some people believe that is interfering. And according to the community, those people are not even South African. So that is why I've asked the executive mayor, and let's explain it correctly, that the municipality has passed a resolution that only people with operating permits can operate in our townships, especially those that are trading around the streets and that. So you can't have somebody who's not a South African operating on the basis of the resolution. But they're unleashing the municipal police to not only ensure that people observe that, but those that don't have permits, they must not operate. And I think it will be something that can assist. But going back to Mazwi, we want him to be found as quickly as possible. We can't say it must be month end, we can't say it next week. It must be as quickly as possible. And where we are, I'm quite convinced that the police are doing their work and they will give us a lead. And we don't want also to put them on undue pressure because they will then miss important steps purely because we have exerted pressure to them. We want them to crack this case, like many other cases that they've cracked before. We have no doubt that they'll also crack this one.
I think one of the complaints that we got from the family as well as those that are here is that they felt that there was a delay in attending to this matter. Have you spoken perhaps to the police, especially here in Voslorus, in terms of giving details why it took so long? Because we're told that only last week did they start asking about his phone and his details, which means everything has been done.
We share those sentiments as well. We share those frustrations. I immediately alerted the provincial commissioner when this matter was reported to us. The first report that we got, we found that they've assigned this case to a junior person. There, I really feel that we can't encourage that. But after we've intervened and after we've raised it, they elevated it. Ourselves here, we've intervened again. They've also further elevated. Where it is now, I think we are satisfied because these are people that have cracked complicated cases. We remain convinced that they will crack this one as well. But we share the frustration of the community, of the family, that it started at a slow pace. But at the pace where it is now, it's a speedy, but most importantly, intelligence-driven. With intelligence, we can crack and enter cases where some of the law enforcement agencies can't enter. So that is why we remain hopeful. And that is why we believe we must go to the family and explain to the family where we are and attend to this matter.
Premier, you've had a couple of marches which we have seen happening in this province. We were at the Union buildings, we were in Johannesburg, we were with the people that are saying basically they're concerned about what is taking place, especially when it comes to undocumented migrants. What is your reaction to this, and perhaps what is the province going to do about these issues?
We agree with the marchers. You can't have people you don't know in our country. You can't have people that are not documented in our country. And you can't have people that are doing some of the criminal activities. But you don't have to be general to say everyone. You are very clear. If you are undocumented, you enter the country illegally, the law enforcement agencies must step in and deal with it. So that's where we agree. But we've gone further as government. We are now publishing a white paper on immigration. It covers all the concerns that people have. It covers the issue of job employment skills, that there are certain skills that will remain skills for South Africans. That to come to our country, instead of going through many visas, there was a family visa, visitors visa, study visa, health visa, and others. And people are abusing those visas. We are closing the net on those things. So we are going beyond just to complain about illegal people in our country. We are closing the door and the element that allowed these illegal immigrants to be in our country. But we share the same sentiments with those that are marching. We may differ on violence, we may differ on approach, we may differ on other things. But to have people that we don't know in our country, it's not only wrong, it's illegal, it's not needed, it's unacceptable, and we must be reasonable, and we must ensure that we work around these issues. But I hope the people that are raising this issue, when we come for public comments on the white paper on this matter, they will also add their voices, because that will strengthen our approach in permanently resolving this matter.
Panyaza Lisufi, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.